handwriting as usual. This particular day, she wants to talk about the president's recent brush with death and the assassination attempt and how that has affected him and how it's shown up in his handwriting. So here's Brenda and Cindy.
Handwriting has been very much in the news lately with President Reagan's late, let's call it indisposition or whatever. Anyway, Brenda Bradshaw is with us this morning because it's Friday and she knows all about handwriting, and she's got some very interesting observations on the president's handwriting before and after. Good morning, Brenda.
Yes, good morning, Cindy. Good morning, everybody. They published in the paper the two different signatures, the one taken on Inauguration Day, the memo Inauguration Day, and also the signature taken the day after the shooting, which was, I know, very difficult for him to write after being shot. I have brought both of those signatures with me this morning, and I wanted to go through and compare, and see exactly what has gone on with the signature and also the physical body of the president.
Okay.
The first one at the top is, the first one at the bottom is the before. Let's do the before, because this is Inauguration Day. That was on January the 20th. Now, I have gone through my each and every letter like I always do, so I just picked up on some of the things. He has open A's. Now, anyone who has open A's and open O's, do you see them, the second one there? Is a person who has a tendency to talk and display wit. And, of course, he did that continuously in the hospital. So if you look on the top, you see he's also keeping his open A. See? He kept his humor.
In fact, it's even opener.
It's even opener. So he was really, some of the comments that he made, he said something about, I hope they're Republican doctors.
Right.
Okay. And also on the bottom signature, it shows a strong concentrated powers, where he was focusing on the task at hand. See how it's stretched out? Okay, see how the first one is pulled in tighter? All right, so a little bit, this is a very strange concept that goes on in Reagan's signature. It's like a spring. When it's pulled out, it's intense. He's focusing. But since he's in the hospital, he's relaxed, it bounces back.
He's focused perhaps more inward on himself?
More inward on himself, and his letters have more loops in them, so it shows more caution and more sensitivity coming out. And you see that slant? Everybody thinks, the slant? That slant is being shown because he is not only in a physical condition, not able to write, but it actually came from him writing in bed. So it wasn't a slant, non-positive slant. It just occurred from where they handed him the paper, and you can tell. You see the little teeny breaks in the top letter and the G at the bottom? See how it breaks? Right. And you see how it's got a loop inside? You don't see any of these strange formations coming out in the original writing. And I guess this is because the condition of the body, the physical condition of the body. The blood pressure has changed. What you were talking to me about stress before. Right. Stress in the body has come. In the body, and the body is fighting off. Do you want to ask any questions about that before I go into the biorhythm part?
Okay, let's keep on President Reagan, and we'll get to other stresses in a moment.
Okay. The main thing that the difference was, his writing is showing that he's become more relaxed due to medication. You can see the medication in someone's handwriting. You can tell different types of drugs a person is on by the handwriting.
Gosh.
And he's showing that he is not going to continue with this physical condition. You can see he's going to get well because the handwriting is not totally distorted. Now, when you're shot, you lose the ability to concentrate, the ability to think and react. He did not lose that. He was still reacting properly. He was answering questions properly. He was able to sign papers. So he never lost control of himself during the whole time, which is, that's an excellent leader.
Certainly.
He has excellent leadership showing in all of his writing. He really does. Another thing that surprised me about the whole signature is that when someone is shot and they go into the hospital, of course he wasn't even aware that he was shot when he entered the hospital. It was a, they say, battle fatigue type shot, where you're shot and you don't feel it because of the being pushed and the action around you and everything. But he did not feel himself being shot, so his body was in great shape.
Well, that's
He's
good.
He's in great
Good
shape.
to know. And you just, we just have a tiny bit of time left. What about the
The
biorhythms?
biorhythms, we all have natural biorhythms. The men's cycle is 23 days. Every 23 days you change the cycle, and the women are 28 days. Now, these are both active in men and women. On the day of the shooting, on March 31st, he was physical. In his physical cycle, he was critical, and in his emotional cycle, he was critical, and his intellectual was going into a critical. So on
He was
that
in big
day,
trouble.
yes, he was. He should have
no.
died in bed. But the main thing is that by him having these critical things, it helped him in reverse, because the shooting was not under his control, but his biorhythms were getting ready to go into an upswing. So therefore, his recovery. See, he was at the total low.
There's a silver lining in that
There's a
cloud.
silver lining, yes. And now he will be totally recovered because of it. And notice how fast he's recovering.
That's
He's going
right.
to be out in a couple of, he should be out by, a couple of days.
By the time you see
By the
this.
time we see this, he's going to be out.
Brenda, thank you
Really?
very much for sharing those ideas with us, and it makes me feel very hopeful anyway.
Yes, I really think he's a great leader. Not only because I voted for him, but he's a great leader.
This is the opinion of
I'm
Brenda,
a Republican,
everybody.
yeah.
Okay, we're going to put that on your label next
I
week.
know.
Brenda, thank you very much, and
Okay.
we'll see you next week.
Okay, Cindy, thank you.
Jim?
Thank you, Cindy. Of course, Cindy and Brenda taped that earlier. Cindy is off today, and now we know who Brenda voted for. So much for the secret ballot. Coming up in